pickup that, our old good buddy Renmar was hoping for yesterday. It's going to be high noon here, right? Clint locked in, yeehaw. Super Marco, this is a hero that he loves to pick up. We saw this even back in ISF. It was played with the Claude a lot of the time. So it was either those, and they kind of cornered him into this pocket. He picks it up now in this first game.
Even in SBS, right, we did see the Clint start to be very popular amongst, for sure, Mr. Marco. Me and Leo even gave him the nickname Sheriff Marco whenever he's on the Clint. So Sheriff Marco's in town.
Sheriff Marco's in town.
So I think, honestly, it's a great pick. I mean, it's an okay pick. The Ixie is decent, but what it can do is it can kind of kite back with that second skill. If the Nolan's coming after him, it does have some abilities of that, the heroes that are trying to dive onto it, to where Ixia does not have that. So maybe that's going through the mind.
Going through the mind or not, we're going to be loading up into the land of Dawn. Once again, game number 1 here, the upper bracket final. The team to start the lead here will have the momentum. It's ONIC versus AP BREN. As we take a look at these early rotations here, Kyrie going to be on the Nolan, who has been constantly banned out. And when it's been locked in, teams have had to come up with an answer against it. Does AP BREN have that answer?
They might. There's no other reason you would actually leave the Nolan open unless you already have some countermeasures against it, especially when you're up against Kyrie. Keyboy, very early on, gonna be chunked down already by AP BREN. And this is what ONIC will have to deal with the entire day. Every time AP BREN gets a small win, you can hear a big, big reaction from the crowd.
All right, taking a look at some of the emblems. Does look like Sans is gonna go for a little bit more utility there, get some movement speed, get some cooldown, but Boots building pretty aggressively, building sustainably, going for some spell vamp there, could be the answer. So far, we've seen the Khalid with so much damage, and we've seen the Khalid actually win out on top of the Terizla recently. It does become a little bit of a skill matchup, but Flapteezy with the movement speed doesn't have to pick up the Boots here, and he can still probably outspeed Boots here. So definitely gonna be interesting the way that this EXP lane pans out overall. I'm excited to see how it works. And hold up, so wait, it is, we completely looked over this. It is mid lane Phoveus.
Yeah. Again, when that Khalid was locked in, we didn't really point it out, but I think a lot of people at this point, they're so used to Few just being like, all right, I'm gonna throw a Fredrin in the main lane. Hey, I might throw the Phoveus there, and they make it work usually, right? That's one thing, again, when we talked about both these teams, the capability to go ahead and just channel that hero pool, bring something surprising out or make it work is what gives them that advantage in a lot of these matches. And again, considering this is what AP BREN loves to do. Go ahead and focus on these objectives.
Penalty zone onto the back view. Now Demonic Force ready. Kalteezy picks up the first turtle. Oh! Amazing sandstorm from Flapteezy as well to claim first blood and a double kill to start things off in game number 1.
So before the point that I'm about to give was already shown, having the Phoveus in the mid lane, especially against the Nolan, overall just feels like such a smarter choice than putting it into the XP, because you get to just follow the Nolan around. You get to always be there in these team fights. You get to rotate. So I think it is such a smart maneuver to stick this on to Few. Sometimes it's more of a, oh, we just have to put it there. But I think honestly, this was the plan from the start.
Interesting fact here as well. Guinevere and Matilda combination. It's been picked 6 times, but the win rate for M5 is 83%. That is a strong duo, if you will, between the heroes, right? The way they interact. Look at this already, the aggression from Ogwyn.
I mean, it's essentially a guaranteed knock-up for the Guinevere. You hit the Circling Eagle, Guinevere just travels around with you. Let's say you knock 2 up. All Guinevere has to do is pop the Violent Requiem, and you don't even have to land your Spatial Migration or anything like that. So definitely works out well. And then all of it just pairs so well. The whole mid-net lane of AP BREN just complements each other perfectly right now.
Again, that's one of the strengths there as well. Having the Nolan, you have the Fracture, it can help you get out of some of those landing spatial migrations, but still the pressure.
Whoa! Requiem into the Spatial Migration, into the Demonic Force! That's an implosion by Keyboy, a flicker to the wall. A Demonic Force again for the side of AP BREN to find a kill. Sans not gonna be caught in another Spatial Migration. They're styling on ONIC in the 4th minute of the game, stealing the purple buff away.
Not only are they styling, but this is the AP BREN you do not see all the time. Normally they take it slow. Normally they strangle them, but right now they are slamming into ONIC at full force.
The 2.3K lead they've garnered themselves now, the second turtle here. ONIC though, despite all that, still want to go ahead and focus on this, but AP BREN making their way for the fight.
Risky move, Flapteasy poking boots down right now as Ogwen flies by Keyboy. Knocks him out with a circling eagle. Sans is looking for an angle. Kalteezy on the turtle. Penalty zone coming down as well. That's going to be Kyrie who secures the turtle. But a Violent Requiem. Spatial migration with a raging sandstorm knocks 2 up. And it's a 2-kill trade for the neutral objective.
Was it worth it?
No.
Probably not. But he got the turtle. Kyrie is having to put in extra work to just get these objectives even close. But every time AP BREN has an answer.
AP BREN is everywhere right now, all at once. And like I said before, you don't see him play like this very often, but I think that was part of the plan. Let's catch ONIC off guard. Let's come in like no other team is going up against ONIC. Like most teams come into the game a little bit worried. They want to take it slow. But AP BREN knows their strong points. They know they have the ability to bully any team in the bracket. And ONIC, for the first time in a while, is feeling that pressure.
Again, as they put the pressure in the jungle. AP BREN wants to work around this lead. Real quick, items, how's it looking here, Trex?
So far, the main thing I want to point out is into this gold lane. Neither of them oh, wait a second.
Another penalty zone into an implosion right now. Comboed in together with a guiding wind. They're able to get out, but the Violent Requiem once again comes down to turn things around. Hugh getting one final shot to the force. Kyrie dashing away, but Hugh is inevitable. Sans getting gunned down by Sheriff Marco. 3 for 0.
9-0 at 6 minutes in. What is going on? The Hive is buzzing, and ONIC is having trouble keeping up. Back to the items now. Kalteezy is on fire, 4,300 gold. He's got almost a full 2K gold leader, a 1.5K gold lead over Kyrie right now. Kyrie has only gotten in the Hunter Strike. On the side of Kalteezy, we've got the Dreadnought. We've got the Molten Core getting started. I mean, it is becoming a problem.
So let's think about it here once again, given the fact that AP BREN heavily in the lead right now, most likely we'll be able to just secure this turtle as well. The third one of the game, it's better for ONIC just to wait, buy time, get to a point where you are online. Kyrie has struggled for the majority of this. Sans needs a couple items as well in this Lilia to help pump out the damage. And with that, the next turtle's taken here for AP BREN, and they go right for the purple buff, but Kyrie does not get it this time. Kalteezy.
He's feeling a CW now. In that goal, to be dove on. He doesn't even need Kalteezy to jump on him. It's Trooper Marco who gets him down with the quick draw.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw, partner.
And he just locked in the Berserker's Fury for Super Marco. He's gonna be unloading. He hasn't even come into the equation yet. ONIC, on the other hand, oh, wait a second.
Here we go again.
Spatial migration of the Violent Requiem into the Raging Sandstorm. The Wombo combo once again under the tier 1 to catch Keyboy for the 4th time in this game. 11-0. AP BREN are slaughtering ONIC.
And Flapteasy just got in the Blade of Despair as well. A lot of time he won't build that up front, but when you have this much of a lead, you are just gonna hammer that item in. And now that is gonna put them even more ahead. That double combo that they've been landing every time, the Violent Requiem onto 1 or 2 members, Flapteasy comes in with the Raging Sandstorm. How does ONIC even compete with that? Using Keyboy right now on the Tigreal, I'm wondering whether that was a good pick. I was wondering if they should go for something a bit more supportive. They went for the aggressive Tigreal, but the thing is how can Keyboy catch any of them? The movement is everywhere, from the spatial migration, the guiding wind, all of the above. It just seems like a very tough game for ONIC.
Tough game as well for Kyrie as in terms of the jungle, resources go. Flapteasy though, look at the damage, but Boots gonna fight back. Okay, both ultimates used. Once again, Kyle.
Spatial migration, the fracture grants Kyrie is from everything else. Ogwen's perfect circling eagle into Kalteezy's Requiem.
Again, difficult game here for Kyrie and everyone for ONIC. The layering of ultimates is just on point from AP BREN right now. Lord gonna be up, and they have all control right now in this game in the 9th minute, as this first Lord will go to AP BREN undecisively.
AP BREN, 8.8 gold lead.
They're at the average, bro.
They're at the
ONIC
average. They're at ONIC. They're passing ONIC's average right now. I don't think ONIC was prepared for this type of aggression in game number 1. I think they completely got caught off guard. ONIC right now in complete shambles of game 1.
Look at that.
I know it's a long series.
Look at that.
But Kyle Teasy feels good.
Kyle Teasy's feeling good, as he should. Alongside, once again, the 10,000 gold lead now. We have to say that we have seen things turn around before, given 10,000 gold leads, but at this point, it just looks like ONIC doesn't have the potential to find the setups they're looking for, even with a Tigreal combo. The Wombo combo is not there for them because the damage is just not online yet. Even CW, it's taken them so long at this point to get to where he needs to be on the Bruno. But now they have to deal with the Lord topside and AP BREN knocking on the base of ONIC as they approach into it.
Looking for the siege with the first Lord of the game up top. Boots holding it down right now, but the Circling Eagle does come through from the side of Ogwen. Knocks Boots up just a bit. Kyle Teasy pushing some damage as well. Kyrie with a fracture. Not with the fracture, just with the passive alone. Takes the Lord down. Still value for AP BREN, but Keyboy spot out. Flap Teasy with a few slashes. A good shove back for the rest of the team, but that's a flicker burnt out by Keyboy, and that's even more value for the Bees.
A good play by Keyboy there. The average roamer may have panicked, hit the implosion. He knew, I just got to get out of here. If I hit the implosion and try to force my team out when we're at a 10K gold deficit against AP BREN, it's just not a smart play. Taking a look at the items, right now Super Marco getting decked out. Looks like he's going to be working into the BOD next. Once he gets that, then it's a lot of trouble.
That's a dive all the way. Kyle Teasy able to knock up one. Ogwen doing a little bit of that capitalization, but ONIC were still able to fend off of this defense. AP BREN falling back, playing it disciplined. They are calm. 12-0, 10,000 goal lead. That's big bounties on the board if they lose their lives.
Yeah, they gotta keep it together, right? Take the discipline route. Now, the one thing, too, that has been pointed about AP BREN in M5 specifically is the chance that sometimes they do let these leads kind of slip out of hand a little bit, right? But for the most part, they're able to keep things under control. Now, this time, ONIC looking to punish a mistake from AP BREN. Where could that mistake be when constantly it's AP BREN on the aggressor?
We do have to say, if there's any team that could come back onto AP BREN from a 10K gold deficit, if I had to choose one, I would definitely say ONIC. They do have some scaling efforts here with the Lilia. We know how much damage Sans can do or Lilia can do if this game creeps on. Same thing with the Bruno. They have set potential with Keyboy. But that is a long road ahead. They're gonna have to defend this now. They do have Kyrie. If Kyrie can go for some sort of, magic Lord steal, which we've seen him do before, it can buy time, but he has to do that on a solo mission. And that is a solo death mission at that, but it would be worth it. As long as the other 4 members stay up, if he goes down for a Lord steal, it could be fair. Okay,
given the fact that this is gonna be another Lord here for AP BREN, uncontested, no entry points, no angles for ONIC to go, but itemization-wise, they're getting to the point, right? 13 minutes in, they were quite behind. They're still far behind, but they're picking up some key items that could help them in the team fight. 2 Malefic Roars now for them, the Divine Glaive as well for Sans. That's going to be something he needs as well to help with the team fight. But again, when you're dealing with nearly what's across from you economy-wise, item-wise, it's going to be tough to turn these fights around. So they have a little bit longer. Lord going up on the top side.
You look at the gold lead between the gold lane, jungle, and mid, you're like, okay, it's not that bad. And then you see a 4,000 gold lead between the XP laners. Flap Teasy said in the interview, he's going to sweep ONIC, and right now, he's feeling that confidence.
To really put it into perspective, it takes about 62K gold to have everybody maxed out. ONIC is halfway there, and we're 14 minutes in.
And the Lord just came crashing down, taking 1 turret down. San's going to be engaged on a good black shoes. And that's a spatial migration in the Violet Requiem. Baited out from AP BREN. Kyrie dealing some damage with the help of CW to clear out that enhanced Lord in the 14th minute of the game. Look at the defend in the mid lane. Raging Sandstorm coming down. CW still able to dash away. A penalty zone. On to Black Teasy. Kyrie jumps into the fracture as well, but face migration dodged away from T-Boy. Two back. No implosion just yet. He already used it initially, and it's not enough CC to lock any of the AP BREN members down.
Hey, that held it together. ONIC stays in the game a little bit longer.
The way that they juggled that as well, back and forth, didn't lose a single member, honestly, is a miracle in a sense. ONIC able to kind of juggle all of that damage, use the skills correctly, and nobody went down. And this is at a 12,000 goal.
Oh! Big shove over. Raging Sandstorm, though, not going to be able to catch anyone. Boots in the back line, finds the penalty zone. Oh! 4 members, almost turning it around, bring it back. So Marco, grenade bombardment to poke them down. One more shot might take CW out, and he dashes out of it, slides out of the range.
Still AP BREN, you're seeing it happen, right? The further the game goes, they gotta respect this damage now from ONIC a little bit more, right? We talked about the key items being picked up, the Malefic Roars, the Divine Glaives, allowing some of this penetration to go through now. It's happening here, but still, there's quite a disparity amongst the lanes here, the roles.
All right, so taking a look back at these items, CW still trying to bide a bit of time, but he's got the Malefic Roar in now. So he's got 3 items in. He's able to actually punch a nice bit of damage. We saw how fast he can melt down the Lord. Honestly, at this point, AP BREN was testing the waters in a sense of, can we end the game without a Lord here? Can we do something huge here? No. I don't think they can at all. They're definitely going to need the Lord, which means they need to wait a little bit. They can't try to force this. If they do and they get caught in that bottleneck, ONIC could catch them off guard.
The 12,000 gold lead ahead right now, but Super Marco, again, he went for the Great Dragon Spear here as his final item, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah, and so no one in nature, right? That does give an opportunity to ONIC to maybe look for a dive, a flank towards Super Marco, but for CW, he actually is building towards that with a nature.
Yeah, that could change the course of some of these fights. He also just picks up the DHS. Can have that available. Keyboy, though.
Caught in the circling eagle into the Battle Requiem, into the space of migration, and it gets melted down, taken out. That's an unstoppable record for Flapteezy. AP BREN pushing their lead even further, catching ONIC once again, and picking up, this time still, an enhanced Lord.
Becoming a little bit of a problem here. ONIC still on the back foot, and I'm talking waves coming in from every angle. If they can pull off another defense, they've got 17 seconds until Keyboy is back up. He was very important to defend.
Oh! Black Shoes barely in time. Flapteezy able to flicker out with a quick sand guard as well, but the demonic force comes down onto the base. AP BREN have dealt with 2 base. CW's low, very low, forced back, still not dead though. Keyboy respawning back in time, but AP BREN will have an enhanced Lord up top, marching down.
You know, there's something really important we got to point out here. ONIC is still yet to get a singular kill.
Yeah.
Kyrie has not found anybody. What is going on right now? Lord encroaching in.
This is a big one. AP BREN looking for an opening to get an initiation fuel. Getting the shield with a photo as well from the side of Ogwin with a guiding wind. Now Flapteezy to be poked down by Sans with the Gloom's View. Caught off guard. Has the Winter Truncheon. Has the guiding wind. Gets out. 3 base turrets, and AP BREN decide we're out of here.
They're out of here, and ONIC still looking for a kill on the board, and even a turret. They have no space to work around with right now, but one thing's for sure, they're fighting. Their base is fully exposed, but the damage is getting there. Once again, they're working towards it. Kyrie onto his next item as well. But again, how many times can you let that happen? How many times can you defend against that Lord pushing in now that your base is fully exposed here? The gold lead has bloomed to nearly 16,000 now for AP BREN. Flapteezy still having that immortality, will be fine. But once again, it's kind of the waiting game, right? They're going to wait nearly the 1 minute for the Lord unless they can get a pick off.
So it took about 5 minutes for them to move from 30K gold to 44. So for them to get to that point where the gold doesn't matter anymore, we're talking about at least another 5 or 6 minutes. Can ONIC last that time to where then it just comes down to plays? Then it just comes down to the movements on the map.
Circling Eagle coming down onto Keyboy, knocks 2 up. It's Kyrie and Boots right now, and they're looking for a re-engage. That's Flapteezy, who's able to steal away the orange buff from ONIC. A retribution used up, but it's going to be back on time for that Lord.
let's go ahead and think about the possibility here of, is there a chance that ONIC can actually get in position to possibly steal a Lord at this point, right? This is,
Black Shoes baited out. Flapteezy taken low though. The demonic force is ready. Fuel decides to go. Fighting tackle out. Flapteezy only losing immortality. Sounds gonna be able to kite away for it now. Kyrie's waiting in the midst. Fuel coming down. K-Boy with a lot of damage, with a lot of CC lockdown. Kyrie tries to shut down the fracture as well. Sans still able to kite away. Calteezy looking for one final hit with Retribution, slows him down. Sans pops in the Black Shoes. Calteezy not able to dish out enough damage, and Sans gets out in time. Boots still alive. ONIC still alive. 1 for 1. My goodness.
they're on the board.
Finally a kill on the board. 1 for 1. But honestly, that is a win for ONIC. A trade at this much of a deficit. 10K more gold is what ONIC needs here. But you asked if they could go for the Lord. I think at this point, it is definitely possible because AP BREN has hit their peak in power at this point. ONIC is only going to continue to go up as they get more items in. Everybody's essentially decked out on the side of BREN, and we're already seeing ONIC start to contest.
CW is back. Flapteezy now. Only now is he starting to march into that Lord Pit. Keyboy's trying to reset it the best he can. Topside wave still coming down onto ONIC's base. They need to be able to do that housekeeping.
They're gonna have to deal with these waves. Meanwhile, AP BREN gonna keep the Lord less than half health for now. They're gonna send CW back to deal with it. Flapteezy also putting the pressure. ONIC's gonna run back. Ogwin using the Circle Eagle, but nothing can happen just yet. Kyrie though, he's gotta get out as well.
But the Lord, 20 minutes in, CW had to move up top. They had to send him down.
Not a whole lot they could do there. Maybe switch over to Boots, but they want that engage. They want to try to give Kyrie enough space, and I get the idea, right? CW, yes, he's their damage dealer, but I don't think they were going for a team wipeout or anything. They're going, let's buy time. Let's get a moment where we can CC everybody and Kyrie can steal the Lord. That was denied. Taking a look at the items, everybody on the side of AP BREN is decked. Can ONIC defend this, Mirko?
Not too sure about this, man. I mean, 13,000 gold lead for AP BREN, but like you said, the later the game goes, ONIC will make that gold lead irrelevant. Kyrie's dealing some damage. They're actually holding out the waves.
Yeah, with that too, Super Marco is going to pick up the Wind of Nature for this fight. It comes down to this Lord push as both teams poke back and forth.
Winter Truncheon already used up by few. He swapped into immortality right now. CW being brought back to the team right now. Is a Raging Sandstorm. Will be hours away from by Kyrie. CW pops into Wind of Nature, able to dish out some damage. Kill. The base is wide open, but it's going to be cleared out. Sans in the back, doing some damage. Immortality's falling left and right. AP BREN losing members. Calteezy with the patient by break. Face an implosion, and just like that, the Sky Kings descend from the skies back to the Philippines.
I've got chills right now. What is going on, ONIC? At 22 minutes, making the comeback. Are they going to be able to run this down mid?
I said let's dream earlier. What just happened? Taking a look at the instant replay presented by Kadia. It just unfolds here. Masterclass. Keyboy finds the implosion of a lifetime.
Keyboy, that one play. Now the base is wide open. One straight push. Is it all they need? ONIC! What in the world was that? It should not have happened. It couldn't have happened. It happened.
It happened here. Game 1. Killless, turretless, 14K behind, and ONIC comes back and takes game 1.
We're talking at 15 minutes. 0 kills on the board. How? Nothing.
How?
It's ONIC time.
Oh man.
I have nothing to say.
Again, when you count them out, that just happens again. Fully exposed base, everything going in favor of AP.